Republicans are attempting to deny reality after the election was officially called for Joe Biden. With Pennsylvania giving Biden 20 electoral votes, that's more than enough for him to get to 270. And Arizona and Georgia also trending Biden. Nevada as well. I'm sorry. Arizona, Biden. Nevada also trending towards Biden. It turns out that he had a little bit bigger of a path to victory to 270 than Donald Trump, especially after the mail-in ballots had come in. Which is why, of course, you have Republicans out there crying about mail-in ballots. People like Senator Lindsey Graham, who is not happy about the result. In fact, here's what he said.
If Republicans don't challenge and change the U.S. election system, there'll never be another Republican president elected again.
Oh, no! And never have a Republican president elected again? Wait, why is that a problem? Is that... I mean, I don't think that's a problem. I don't think that's a problem at all. You promise? Because that'd be fucking great. I'd love it. Look, Republicans literally destroy the economy every time that they're elected by giving rich people everything in the form of tax cuts. And then they bloat out the defense budget. They're, of course, helped by corporate Democrats. But generally, and this is what happens, they blow up the budget. And then when Democrats get elected, corporate Democrats tend to go, okay, well, now it's time for austerity. We got to buckle down. We're all about fiscal responsibility now. And, of course, that ends up losing Democrats' elections because the economy slows down because of all the austerity. And that allows Republicans to get back into power. It's just one of those things where it's just an ever-ending cycle of garbage, of austerity, blowing up the deficit, and not really getting anything for the American people like health care. And so, that said, it's easy for me to go off into a tangent about it, about the two Santas. But anyway, let's go back to what Lindsey Graham said. He also called this a contested election. Well, it's not. And Lindsey Graham saying it doesn't make it true. The only reason that it's contested in their minds is because they ended up losing. And look, even Hillary Clinton, who conceded the election, she conceded. She said, okay, I was beaten. Even though she, of course, blames the Russians, she blames Bernie Sanders for basically everything. To this day, Hillary Clinton still does not at least question the legitimacy of the votes. Donald Trump, however, and Lindsey Graham, they want all of those mail-in ballots gone, tossed right out. Like, that's it. We're going to get rid of them. Thing is, they've already tried. They went to court. And they said, okay, we want to throw out the ballots. And the justices, understandably, are like, okay, why? Why do you want these thrown out? Voter fraud. Okay, do you have any evidence of voter fraud? I mean, we take this very seriously. Do you have any evidence of voter fraud? No. But trust us, okay? We know it's happening. We totally know it's happening. No, how about you fuck off? Unless you actually have evidence of widespread voter fraud, get the fuck out of here. Stop wasting our time. The other thing they want to invalidate, of course, is mail-in ballots being counted after November 3rd in states where it's perfectly legal for you to count them after November 3rd. Again, these are ballots that are postmarked, but you have until a certain date. In some cases, today, I think in Pennsylvania, you have until today in order to count those ballots. And so, yes, they can arrive after November 3rd, and they still have to get counted according to Pennsylvania law. So they were on time. They're totally legal. But because, again, the sheer amount of them hadn't been counted yet, Republicans say, I want to throw them out. I want to throw them out. These are the games that Republicans play. And they play them all the time. All right. But it's not just Lindsey Graham, by the way. There are other Republicans. Lindsey Graham, for example, is casting doubt on this election because the media happened to call the election for Joe Biden and not for Donald Trump. And that seems to be a problem. Well, let's listen to him.
Because they don't decide the election. The call for Joe Biden is it, who was it called by? Oh my goodness, all the networks. Wow. All the networks. We have to forget about the law. Judges don't count. All the networks.
Yeah, even Fox News. Even Fox News called it for Biden. I mean, okay, so he's talking about the courts, right? Okay, well, the courts have brought their cases. I'm going to talk about that in more depth in another segment, but generally, look, the networks, sorry about that, the networks are just doing their job. That's it. They're just doing their job. It's what they've always done. And by the way, I think the networks did mess it up by waiting. They didn't call it soon enough because it was overwhelmingly the only areas that they had left to count in Pennsylvania is the mail-in ballots in Philadelphia, which overwhelmingly were going to go to Biden anyway. So the votes that were coming from Pennsylvania in Philly, there's no reason for them to basically drag it out and to give oxygen to these ridiculous right-wing conspiracy theories about, oh my God, we got the voter fraud and it's not really, the election is still contested. No, it's not contested. Now, there's one more video here that I want to show you. This is like the most extreme example of copium here. And this is former Congresswoman Michele Bachmann going a little bit nuts.
I ask, oh God, that you would take your iron rod and I ask that you would smash the clay jar of deceit in America. Smash the clay jar of delusion in the United States of America. Smash the delusion, Father, of Joe Biden as our president. He is not. Yeah. Would you take your iron rod and smash the strong delusion that Nancy Pelosi does have her House of Representatives? We don't know that. Smash it in Jesus' name. Smash, Lord, the takeover of the U.S. Senate by Chuck Schumer. Lord, smash it with your iron rod.
Smash with your iron rod. Take your rod and smash it. Look, I'm going to say something that is completely inappropriate, but I don't think that she has been smashed by any rod lately, considering how her husband may or may not be straight, which is 100% okay as long as he's honest about it. That said, Michelle, you lost. You're an invisible sky man if he exists. Just let Joe Biden win. Are you questioning God's will, Michelle? Are you doing that? Are your votes? Look, are you saying that our votes are more important, more powerful than God? And that he's got to take his iron rod and smash it? No. These people are ridiculous. And there are so many other ridiculous takes. But this is one of the best ones. Just hilarious. But really, it is something to worry about, too, because these people are obviously against democracy. Look, Lindsey Graham, Michele Bachmann, Rudy Giuliani, of course, Donald Trump. They do not believe in our system of government. That's why they're saying the election does not turn out in our favor, so we're against elections. We're against legitimate votes. We're not in favor of these votes because they didn't turn out for us. Well, I'm sorry, but that's not a good enough argument. That's not an argument at all. Oh, the fact that you didn't win doesn't mean the election is invalid. And so it's ridiculous, right? And look, here's the thing. I actually do believe in our system of government. I believe that it also has some issues. I think there are some problems, and there's some stuff that we obviously need to fix. But, like, seriously, the system does, for the most part, kind of work. And look, Donald Trump, he lost. He's going to do some recounts. I don't have any problem with that. Okay, you want to recount the ballots? Perfectly fine. You might end up finding that, Joe Biden, and this is the funny thing about recounts. Okay, then you're just going to prove that Joe Biden won again and get embarrassed all over again. Okay, all right, that's fine. But because, look, there's no evidence of widespread voter fraud. If you are giving credence to these ridiculous conspiracies, well, especially if you're on the left, by the way, and I've seen this. If you're on the left and you're saying, oh, voter fraud, voter fraud, voter fraud, dude, you're amplifying right-wing voices, and I question if you're on the left. I'm just saying. It's not a good enough reason to throw out legitimate votes in places like Arizona, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Biden won. I mean, again, we have to certify the results. Of course we do. We may have to make sure the votes are certified. But once that's happened, look, there are very few circumstances for Joe Biden to not get the presidency. It's pretty much a lock, as evidenced of all these courts throwing out their ridiculous claims. So, but hey, go ahead, Trump, and the rest of your friends, keep crying. We drink your tears. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.